Hello everyone, welcome back to Nomifactory. So last time we processed some oil, specifically naphtha, into all these goodies. Main thing was propene, and with that we could automate epoxy, and the next tier of circuit boards. And we also set up this, for processing rutile into titanium, in which we're now at the buffer for, because, as you may have saw, I took a slight detour to the end, so I could mine a bauxite vein for loads of rutile, also gallium, which is nice. This was sort of a rabbit hole, I didn't realise. I'll go through it all now. So first thing we have is red coal, which is just coal in the resonator. And for that we needed grid power, so we do have some water mills. By the way, I've seen so many people set up these wrong. To get the most grid power, you're on every side of the water mill, touching the second water block. So not the source one, the one next to it. And you get that by placing them here, 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 and here. Not in the corners, because this way you can see it's the second water block touching every single side of every single water mill. And we're getting the full 16 from all 5. We do have an efficiency loss though, for having more than 4, but it's fine. After that I passive the reconstructor for void crystals. This is very simple. This is always firing. It doesn't waste that much power, I don't think. We have limited item filter of coal into a dropper on deactivate. Normally, what this means is it constantly runs and then with redstone signal it turns off, but we want the opposite for it to work with level limiters. That's where the redstone not filter comes in. It completely flips these, and it works perfectly with a level limiter that's flipped. So we've got about 4 stacks in the system. There's also a vacuum chest to pick them up. It's rather compact actually. I managed to fit it right here, which is funny. Also it's upwards. We have a cool lightsaber. It's fine. I like it. And we also have a few more passive macerators for silver, copper, and steel. This is so we could passive black steel over here. It uses these two and some dust. There is an LV recipe with black bronze, but this one's so much easier. It's just a HV. It basically just skips this step and combines the two. So then we have this burning over here in an EBF. It's very fast actually. And that was the only thing missing for the end cake. And we can go to the end. And I turned it off peaceful to fight the dragon, but you might not need to do that. The dragon might spawn anyway, but I wasn't sure. And for some reason I couldn't fly, but you can fix it by taking off the armor and putting it on again. I don't know what's the bug. Being able to fly in the end, or not being able to. One of them's not supposed to happen, but I didn't realise during the fight, so I had to do it on the ground, with a bow. And now that we're in the end, we can mine titanium, which you can get from ilmenite or bauxite. And there's so much of it here, it's everywhere. I mined a singular vein, and I got enough rutile to get up to the buffer of titanium, which is 1024. This is lovely. We should be able to start EV with that. Plenty of titanium for the hulls. But I've got a different idea first. Micro miners. And this is what black steel is for, so it's great that we have that now. So this is the tier 1, what we want to make, and we're missing the multi-block, rocket fuel, quantum flux, and phosphorus. We should also do luminescence, probably. So I'll do these 3 first, starting with phosphorus, which I think the best way is apatite. With electrolysis, you also get chlorine, so that's nice. And it's 9 to 3 with phosphorus, but first we need apatite, the ore. Here we are. It seems we also get this one, though it's not as good, I don't think, for phosphorus. I'll mine the entire vein. Might as well. Only takes like 5 minutes. Okay, that was more like 10 minutes actually. It's 5 minutes in the nether, because you mine so fast, but not in the overworld. So now we can process everything, and it should be a whole bunch of apatite, and tricalcium phosphate, both of which are phosphorus, lots of it. So we should probably set up some sort of processing of that. I'm guessing HV? It might be a bit slow. Oh wait, tricalcium phosphate does suck. It's 5 to 2 for phosphate, not phosphorus, and then that's 5 to 1. So yeah, I'm not processing that then. It sucks. I'll just do apatite. Okay, so we need an electrolyzer, and a tank, and that should be enough. There we go. By the way, we have so many circuits. 2 stacks of MV, 1 and a bit of LV, and 1 stack of HV, also the EV ones. They've been lying around for a bit. So electrolyzer, super tank, insert via filter, and request it. I might process this a tiny bit, but it might not be worth it. You get phosphate, and not phosphorus, so I don't really care. Yeah, it's not really worth it. So I'll just do the fast way, which is forge hammer, and wash. This should be more chlorine, by the way, which is so nice. We're always running out. There we go. That's a good amount to start. Put it in the system, and it should start electrolyzing. Awesome. 1 whole bucket of chlorine every 7 seconds. That's pretty amazing. And we also get phosphorus. And more calcium. We would need to void this. And we might as well upgrade everything. I will set this to extract only, because we have void excess. It's used immediately. I wonder where that went. But now we have phosphorus, which we can use for phosphoric acid. We do need phosphorus pentoxide though, to do this. Unless we use an LCR. We don't quite have this yet. But honestly, this way's fine. It's 4 phosphorus into 4 phosphoric acid, so 1 to 1. Which is the same as this. So I don't think I want to do that. There's way better uses for LCRs. So we're going to first have to do this. Phosphorus plus oxygen in a chemical reactor. This is already really fast, so I don't know if I want to do this over here. It seems like a waste of HV. Let's do MV. We've got some space. It should be 1 second, which is like fine. So chemical reactor, 2 of them actually. And there's no real use of phosphorus pentoxide except this. So we won't buffer it. No point at all. Also, these steps are the exact same speed, so we won't ever buffer anything anyway. So input phosphorus, via filter, also oxygen, circuit 1, output left, and add water. And there we go, it's working. Phosphoric acid, it's very heavy on oxygen. Don't know what I can do about that, but it does work. Okay, that's those 2 done. What about luminescence? Okay, that's very easy. 1 redstone, 1 glowstone, 2 aluminium, 4 phosphoric acid, for 8 luminescence. 1 second as well. Much better than DJ2. It was so slow in that. Should be rather easy. I will do it at LV, I guess. 1 second per A is pretty insane. So limited item filter, just like this. Maybe 4 times, just because it's fast. Also fluid filter, for the phosphoric acid. There we go, it's working. So fast. And into a drawer. Also shut up. I guess I'll store a full drawer? I don't know. It's 1 to 2 with phosphoric acid, so it's 1,000 buckets, which might be a lot. Yeah, it's already gone. It's fine. This might be the only use right now for phosphoric acid. We will buffer eventually. Okay, so we took a break. We are now full on luminescence, which is great. And also, phosphoric acid. I did swap out the tank. It was way too big. It was going to use all of our oxygen for a really long time, but not anymore. And the oxygen is a super tank instead. It works much better that way. Okay, so now we have luminescence. We should probably work on rocket fuel, I imagine. Which doesn't seem that bad. It's just a few chemical reactors. I guess we'll tick them off, one by one. We already have this one, hypochlorous acid. Let's do methanol and ammonia. Oxygen, hydrogen, carbon. Or a distillation tower. I might do the distillation tower. It's quite fast, and it's 1 bucket to 300, instead of this one, which is slow. So how do we get wood vinegar? Oh, pyrolyze oven. Let's do that. Seems cool. There does seem to be a slightly better way. Charcoal byproducts from pretty much the same thing, and you distill that into wood vinegar, and then distill again into methanol. But it might be worse. You do get 4 buckets at half the speed, but each bucket turns into 400. But maybe the other products are important? I don't know. I'll just do this recipe. It's probably fine. We just want methanol for now. There we go. So we want interfaces on the inputs, requesting wood, and nitrogen, which we do have, like a ton of, and it should auto-input, which is awesome. Also, I'll move the output hatch, because this is going straight into a distillation tower. So we want it here, going into a drum, and that should work perfectly. And we just need a drawer, or charcoal, so we need a void, and upgrades. What circuit is this? 8. There we go. And now we just need to distill it, and it's a 6 output distillation tower. So not that tall. I kind of like these. I don't know why. They did annoy me at first, when I couldn't get it to form, but they're awesome. Cool towers. Of blue. So it should go right here. With 1 input, and 6 output. So now we just need a bunch of casing. 3 plus 7 times 6 plus 1. Can we do that here, I wonder? So it's 4 plus 7 times 6, like that. Yes! How cool. I will never make a mistake ever again. Obviously not, but I'd like to think so. These craft so fast. It's under a minute. Okay, 3rd distillation tower. And it forms. Lovely. Also it counted correctly. Oh, and it's already going. I need to sort out the outputs. 6 super tanks. We already have 1, so 5 more. We go through LV circuits so fast. We've gone from like 80 to 40 in like 1 day. Lock fluid and void excess. One of these is water. That's funny. I guess we're storing it. Okay, now you can go. I don't know which one's faster out of these two. This does a bucket per 2 seconds. This does 3 buckets per 5 seconds. So this is a tiny bit faster, I guess. Anyway, we're getting methanol now. 300 per 2 seconds, which is kind of decent. We get so much of this compared to everything else. So I might just put a storage bus on this. The production of everything else is useless. Unless I want water, but I don't know why I'd want that. Okay, I've left room for the others, if we ever want to store them, with the storage bus. Okay, so now we have methanol. Great. Give me the quest. There we go. And now we need ammonia, which is hydrogen and nitrogen. Fairly simple. And this is HV, specifically. So HV chemical reactor. So nitrogen, hydrogen, insert via filter. And request them here. Circuit 1. How is our nitrogen doing, by the way? Okay, good. It's gone down a tiny weeny bit. I imagine it'll catch back up, because that's quite slow. And this is slow also. We're getting almost 4 buckets every 40 seconds, which isn't the best, so we might actually be going down over time, but I'm sure we'll hit the buffers by then. So ammonia, into a drum. That was easy. Okay, now there's 2 things, dimethylamine and chloramine, which you can skip with an LCR. Is that worth it? The problem is we don't have PTFE, which we need for this. I will set this up at some point, but right now I can't really be bothered. So I'll just make both of these. It should be fine. So 3 HV chemical reactors. I think it needs to be at MV, but the steps are kind of slow. So methanol and ammonia makes dimethylamine, ammonia and hypochlorous acid, which we don't have. Where did we make this? Oh, are we not storing it? Why are we not doing that? Why? That is so strange. How do I fix that? How about we hide a tank over here, or something? I don't know what else to do. There we go. I had to use one of these, because it's an acid. Okay, we should be fine now. And this makes monochloramine. Awesome. And they both produce water, so I'll just bin the water. And input the other 2 into here. There we go. 1,1-dimethylhydrazine. Also hydrochloric acid. Again, I feel like we've got so much of this. It's over here too. There we go. Lock fluid, void excess. Okay, so this should be good. This is definitely the bottleneck. Only 1 ammonia every 16 seconds. And it goes in both of these. They'll have to fight about it. So we can tick these 2 off. Also get the quest for this. And now we can just make rocket fuel with that already. It's just plus oxygen in a mixer. There's no point doing this at HV. It's 1 bucket per second. How about MV? That seems fine. Though I will have storage buses on these 2. So MV mixer. So 1,1-dimethylhydrazine plus oxygen. And there we go. Awesome. Relatively easy. The yield is quite good as well. It's 1 of this to 3 rocket fuel. We're getting loads. Oh, until it ran out. But that should be fine. It's just really slow on ammonia. Yay. Okay, so we're now buffering on rocket fuel, which is great. Though I did have to add this. Production of hydrogen You just electrolyze methane, which we have billions of, from over here and up here, and it's super fast. 4 buckets per second at LV is pretty crazy. You also get carbon, but I am just binning it. It's the ammonia, because we didn't actually have a primary producer of hydrogen, just like byproducts and stuff, but now we do. So now we're just left with a couple things to do. We need quantum flux, which is over here, and the multiblock, which requires deuterium, which you can go for the moon for, with advanced rocketry, which I'm kinda tempted to do, but I'm not sure if you have time. You can just avoid it, and centrifuge hydrogen, or end air. Moon dust seems the best for deuterium, because it's 10 seconds at LV for 100. This one is faster, technically, but it's HV, so we can't overclock it, and this way kinda sucks, with hydrogen. So I kinda want moon dust, so let's go to the moon. Why not? What could possibly go wrong? It looks like we need the yellow crafting table though, so we need these two. Black steel plate, electron plate, glowstone plate, luminescence. Okay, that's easy. We also need some more interface space. We've just run out. How about we double this? Oh, and there we go. We ran out of LV. Another 3 stacks. They go so quickly. So we have it like this. Alternating. It's very weird. I know. And we're online. There are pattern expansion cards, but they require an interface, and it kind of makes it slower, so I don't mind just not using them for molecular assemblers. Everything here is so cheap that it doesn't really matter. And now we have double the space. Lovely. And we can make an advanced component. The glowstone plate is a cutting saw recipe, by the way, but it takes 40 seconds. Okay, didn't expect that. There we go. And now we want a catalyst, which is black steel and 4 components. There we go. So now we can make the table, and we only need 1, because you can dupe them. Wow, how nice. We do need the basic ones though. It's pretty much the same stuff. So 2 basic catalysts, and 4 more advanced components, plus crafting stations, but they're cheap. And there we go. The yellow crafting table. I will put it here, as usual. I will dupe it a bit though, just in case. Okay, looks like we can do everything now. We don't need these 2, but at least not yet. So we'll start with these. Rocket assembling machine, launch pad, and structure tower. It just seems to be a bunch of envy stuff, and stainless steel. Also machine blocks, but that's fine. So 4 machine structures, 4 robot arms, 2 emitters, bunch of steel plates, computer monitor, 3 envy circuits, and an envy assembling machine. Relatively easy. And there we go! Rocket assembling machine. Now we just need the other 2 stuff, which is concrete, easy, and stainless steel. Okay. There we go. So now we need the fueling station and the linker. It's some HV stuff, stainless steel, machine structure, and more HV stuff. Okay, that's easy. We do need chrome rods though, for the emitter, which is very strange. And it's a blast furnace recipe. How about I just burn a stack? There we go. Fueling station. And the linker. I should probably make the spacesuit before I forget. Or we can enchant the armor with airtight seal. That might be a good idea. Never mind. I don't want to do that. Let's do this instead. It's just a bunch of random stuff, it seems. So we need 24 thermal cloth to make the unprepared armor. And we need 10 of each of these layers. So 10 pressure and 10 radiation. That should be everything. So these 4, the layers, glass pane, HV circuit. There we go. That was way easier than airtight seal. Why would you ever do this? Or even this? I guess if you want to fly on the moon, it's important. So now we need a gas charge pad, and these 2, to fill the suit. Everything seems to be cheap, so it's fine. There's the suit workstation, and the gas charge pad. We are going to need a tank. We can only afford this one, I think. The normal pressure tank. It's based on the kits from thermal, so we can only go this far, because we don't have signalum. That's an EV. Can we have multiple? I don't really know. Yes, you can have 2. There we go. 2 of them. Onto the chest piece. Awesome. So now we just need the rocket, and the planet ID chip. Should be fine. We also need to sort of unlock this, but we're going to use /home, so we need this quest. for some reason. Yeah, we do. That's weird. Okay, rocket time. It's nice enough to tell us the minimum for the rocket. So 2 engines, 6 fuel tanks, a guidance computer, which is some HV stuff, should be fine, and a seat, which is easy. Okay, I'll get on this. There we go. Wasn't too bad actually. This was kind of expensive, but it's fine. Okay, now it's just a Planet ID chip, which is very cheap. Awesome. Okay, so I don't remember how this works. How about we just put it on the end of here? Like this. Nice and neat. How do I do this again? I always forget. It's like this, or something. So we need the fueling station, the rocket assembling machine, the gas charge pad I'll put over here, and now we build the rocket, which I think can be very simple. Engine, tanks, guidance computer, seat. I think that's it. Everything does need power though. That should be easy. Anyway, we need some rocket fuel. And oxygen. Put the suit on, and step on the charge pad. There we go. I think that worked. I think it does it instantly, which is funny. So we give it fuel, in the fueling station, I think. How do I do that? Well, I'll figure it out later. Invalid launch pad structure. What's wrong about it? Does the structure tower need to be down here? Maybe. Okay, that does work. Let's rebuild everything. Scan. Yay! Clear for liftoff. And now we can build. And it should be an actual rocket now. So we put the ID chip in, I think. Select destination. Lunar. There we go. And now it should work. We just need to give it fuel, which I hope it accepts now. No? What if I push into it? There we go. And we do have to link it. Ta-da! And it's giving it fuel. Awesome. Okay, I took a little break to prepare for advanced rocketry. I imagine this won't be smooth, but let's find out. So we're full on fuel, and the destination is set. What could possibly go wrong? I've kind of missed this. It will take ages though. Look how high we are. We're not even halfway. There we go. It's kind of working. We're above the moon. Why is it so glitchy? At least it's better than last time. In E2E, we fell out of the rocket every single time and had to relog. Yay, the moon! Let's see if we have to relog. We don't! Advanced rocketry, I love you! You've worked! Okay, before I forget, set home... Moon. Oh. Okay. We've run out of /homes. How have we done that? Okay, this should work. Yay! I just so happen to reach the limit when I go to the moon. The only time I absolutely need /home. Anyway, we want moon turf, any sort of it, to get moon dust. But we do need a spade. It's not rock, it's like dirt. Don't worry, this is very temporary. Awesome. I kind of want unbreaking though. Oh. That's very cheap. That's more like it. Look how much we can get. This is so much deuterium. Every 10 blocks is a whole bucket. There's also a bunch of ores we can get. Yeah, look at that. Ilmenite, bauxite, which is titanium, once again. Oh my god. This is so much more dense than the end. That's insane. 1,400 in one chunk. Also dilithium and fluorite, which is very useful. And there's other good things as well. Molybdenum, scheelite, tantalum, tungstate, which is tungsten. We need a lot of that. I think it was a pretty good idea to come to the moon. It was fun also. Advanced rocketry worked for once. Okay, so now we have moon turf. We need to start macerating it and centrifuging. We have to do this at HV, the pulverizing bit, but the centrifuge can be LV. It's the same speed. So insert moon turf and dark moon turf, and also request it. There we go. Moon dust. And we'll do this at LV. So insert moon dust and request it. Also we need a draw. I kind of forgot. There we go. And now this should be going. Yes. And we're getting deuterium. Awesome. Give me quest. And storage bus. Okay, now we should be able to make microversium. It's deuterium, steel, redstone, glowstone. Actually kind of cheap. I thought it'd be worse. And this is 30 seconds. So we should get a bit of an overclock. We might be faster than the deuterium. This might be like 7 seconds after the coils and the overclock. But oh well. We will add it onto this side because it's an MV recipe. So steel, glowstone and redstone into the input bus. There we go. Also we need redstone control. Inverted. Level emitter. Microversium. 512? I don't know. How much of this do we need? Not that much. 512 is fine. Probably. And now we just need deuterium. There we go. It's alive. And it's 7.5 seconds. So we will go down in deuterium. But that's fine. And now we have microversium. Awesome. And we should be able to make the multi-block. I'm going to take a break though. I'll wait for it to buffer. A little bit. Okay, it's been a bit. And we're buffering now. But I should probably make quantum flux before we make the multi-block. There is a couple ways. But we don't have completely passive moon dust. So we can't do this. This is IV. So we can't do that. And this is fine. We have a bunch of this. And this should be relatively easy to passive. So alloy smelter or pulsating iron. There we go. I will do a stack. Just because it uses pulsating dust, which is from PPC, so it's not completely free. Okay, so the rest we can do here. We have enough space. So extractor, melting pulsating iron, there we go, into an autoclave, insert diamond, and now we have pulsating crystal, which might be quite useful, so we will buffer. A stack, and now finally, a crafter, doing this recipe, with pulsating crystal and extraterrestrial matter. There we go. Is working. And again we'll store a stack. Also do this, so it doesn't make too many. Okay, that's done. By the way, we don't need tons of these. It's 1 per mission. Or 2. Or 4. It's never that crazy. Quite yet. It does go up as you go to the higher tiers. But we'll worry about that later. I'm sure we'll just remove the downgrade. Eventually. But for now this is fine. We already have like 2 stacks. Which is cool. Okay, now we can make the multi-block. I believe. The casing is just microversium. 4 per 1, and we're using like 20 or so our buffer is fine. I might increase it later, so we can make the controller, just some HV, basically. And we'll take everything else off too, so 15 casing, a block of diamond, chiseled of course, input bus, 1 great machine casing, whatever that is, MV input hatch, for some reason, tempered glass, 2 HV energy hatches, we're going to do EV. Some recipes need it, for the tier 1. Like these ones. Maintenance, muffler, and a HV output bus. For the million outputs. And that's it, the first Microverse projector. I will build it right here. Yay! It forms. So now we can look at the tier 1 microminer. The recipe is not that bad. Whatever this is, these things, LV field generator, which is fine. Apart from manganese phosphide. I'll deal with that in a bit. These are fine. We've made them before. And this is fine too. So we can just craft this. Probably. And if we send it with a quantum flux, and 1 chest, and 8 buckets of rocket fuel, we'll get all these. Iron, tin, redstone, nickel, ilmenite, a lot of it, galena, molybdenum, which is nice, moon turf, dilithium, and salt. Or we can do the other one, with one of these. Never mind. This is IV, so we only can do this one, right now. Okay, so I'll encode everything. Should be fine. Okay, that was easy. We're just missing one thing. Manganese phosphide. Also some way to make double steel plates. It's a weird circuit number, but this is more important. It's a blast furnace recipe, with manganese and phosphorus. We have about 1,000 of each of these. Yeah, so we can passive it, I suppose. But not that much. I will do this at MV. The mixing step is a bit slow, 20 whole seconds. And with overclock and the coils, this will be like 12 seconds. But we don't have enough room, so I'll do it over here with the transformer. I'm sure it's fine. So manganese, phosphorus, limited item filter, there we go. Definitely downgrade to a stack. It's expensive, kinda. So now we burn this in an EBF, but we've sort of run out of room for the MV recipes. So I guess we'll start down here for a second row. This might look really cool, we'll see though. So yet again another blast furnace. I'll be right back. I've made 1 trillion of these. There we go. Okay, as usual, machine controller, inverted, level emitter, for whatever this is, 256. It's quite expensive. Request it, limited item filter, and circuit 1. Yay, 12.5 seconds. That's decent. Manganese phosphide. Is it a quest? No? Okay, so once we have 8, we should be able to craft 1. There we go. Tier 1 microminer. Go. There we go. That was easy. 10-20 seconds. Pretty good. Yay! Now I want some sort of system to automatically send this. And I'm pretty sure I have an idea that may work. So let's say I name this, in an anvil, send microminer, tier 1, for specifically this one, which I guess I'll call recipe 1, or recipe A. So send microminer, tier 1, A. And we don't actually need to rename it. We can bookmark it, and drag it from JEI. And we can make a recipe. So this is the output. We're just using it as an icon, basically, the picture of the ship. And the input should be these 3. And now we can request a microminer, if we just get 2 interfaces. Also a fluid interface, for the rocket fuel. So interface on the input, interface on the output, and the rocket fuel, of course. And now the recipe goes in here. And it should send a microminer, but it won't complete the craft, because it's looking for this imaginary item. But there is something for that. Job autocomplete card. It goes in the interface, and I assume it just doesn't need the output, it just completes it immediately, which is perfect. There we go. Please work, that would be amazing. Okay, let's give it a go. So we can search microminer, and request this. And fingers crossed, it should work. That's a good sign. Whoa! Okay, that worked. Awesome! That's perfect. You sound amazing. But please shut up. For the rest of time. I can't believe that worked flawlessly. And now we have ilmenite and the other ores. I am so happy that works. That is amazing. If anyone else wants to steal that, you're free to. I'm quite happy. I can't believe that worked. Let's send another one. Just for fun. There we go. That is so cool. Brilliant. Okay, so I think we achieved our goal today. And a bit more. We have the tier 1 microminer. And we also went to the moon. Quite a busy day. So once again, I have no idea what we're doing next episode, but I'm happy with the big purple cube, nonetheless. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.